Hello Gems. In the previous video, we discussed about introduction of eyepiece and high-gain eyepiece. And in today's lecture, we discuss about Ramsden eyepiece. So first of all, we discuss about the construction of Ramsden eyepiece. So in Ramsden eyepiece, the two plano-convex lenses of equal focal length are used, and the distance between these two lenses are taken 2/3 f. And these two lenses are situated such that their curved surfaces are facing each other. Okay, and in the Ramsden eyepiece, the aberration, that is spherical aberration and chromatic aberration, is not fully reduced, and the image formed by the Ramsden eyepiece is not fully free from spherical aberration or chromatic aberration. There is some amount of aberrations are present in Ramsden eyepiece. We are discuss about the aberrations later. So now we talk about equivalent focal length. Okay, first of all, we know that what is equivalent lens. The lens which is produce the same effect as produced by both of these lenses is known as equivalent lens, and we want to know the focal length of equivalent lens. Okay, so we have the formula of the equivalent focal length, which is 1 upon f is equals to 1 upon f1 plus 1 upon f2 minus d upon f1 f2. And when we putting all these values over here, we get the focal length of equivalent lengths. Capital F is equals to 3/4 small f. Okay, what is small f? Small f is the focal length of field lens as well as eye lens, and here capital F represents the equivalent focal length of equivalent lens. Okay, now we are interested to find the position of equivalent lens. Okay, so to find the position of equivalent lens, we have to use this formula. Alpha is equals to capital F multiplied by small d upon small f. Okay, so when we put all these values over here, we get small f upon 2, which is the distance between field lens and equivalent lens. Okay, so from here we get the distance between field lens and equivalent lens. Okay, so L1A is equals to f by 2. Okay, now we discuss about the working part. Okay, what is the working of Ramsden eyepiece? Okay, we have an object, okay, which is far away from the objective lens, and the objective lens which is somewhat here. Okay, this that objective lens form the image of the object at point I. Okay, and this image is inverted and real image of the object, and this image is act as object for the field lens. Okay, and the field lens form its image at I1. See, from here rays are falling on the field lens, and field lens reflect these rays in this direction. When we observed from here, we see that these rays seems to be coming from this point, and when we join this point with the principal axis through a perpendicular, we get I1, and this is the inverted virtual image of this. Okay, and this image is act as object for the eye lens. Okay, and these rays are going over here and strike on eye lens, and after reflection through eye lens, the image is formed at infinity, and when we put our eye here, we get the image. Okay, so this is the working. Here I am writing all these images. Okay, for objective lens, eye is act as image, and field lens I1 is the image, and eye lens infinity, and the image of eye lens is at infinity. Okay, now we are interested to find the object distance for field lens. Actually we are interested to find all these distances. Okay, so we know this distance 2 by 3f and this is small f. Okay, how we know that this is f? Okay, see here, if any lens form the image of any object at infinity, then we know the object should be placed in the focal plane of this lens. Okay, so using this property we get that this distance is f. What is going over here, this is our eye lens, and for this eye lens, I1 is act as the object and eye lens form its image at infinity. So this is our eye lens and the image is formed at infinity. So our object should be placed in the focal plane of the eye lens. So this distance should be equal to the focal length of eye lens, which we know f. Okay, so there, that's why I1 L2 is equals to f. Okay, and this distance we know. Okay, now when you subtract this and this, you get f by 3 this. Now we want to know this distance and we have two methods to find this distance. Okay, let's talk about the first method. What is it? This. See this. We know IA is equals to 3 by 4f. How we know this? See, what I am discussing here, the same concept is used over here. See, this is our equivalent lens. For this equivalent lens, this is the object and the final image is formed at infinity. So, this is the lens, this is the object and the image is formed at infinity. Because the image is formed at infinity, so the object should be placed in the focal plane of equivalent lens. And we know the focal length of equivalent lens. See, f is equals to 3 by 4f. Okay, so this distance should be equals to 3 by 4f. Okay, and L1A we know f by 2 from here. Okay, then we want to calculate this IL1 by geometry, it is equals to this, and we get IL1 is equals to f by 4. This is showing only distance. Okay, therefore we don't get here negative sign. So this distance is f by 4. This is the first method. Now we are going to our second method. What is our second method? Here we are using the lens formula. Okay, so for lens L1, what is our lens L1? Field lens. For field lens, I is act as image. Sorry, I is act as object and its image is formed by the field lens is I1. Okay, and the focal length of field lens is equals to f. U1 we want to calculate. V1 we know f by 3. Why we are taking its negative? Why we are taking over here negative sign? Because it is on the left hand side of the field lens. Okay, opposite to the direction of propagation of light ray. Therefore we are taking negative sign. Okay, so using lens formula we get U1 is equals to minus f by 4. Minus sign represent that our image is formed in the opposite side of the propagation of light ray. Okay, here. So we get U1 which is equals to minus f by 4. Now we know all the distances. Okay, what is it? This is f by 4. And this is 2 f by 2. Why we are calculating all these values? We are calculating all these values because it will help you to find the position of cardinal points. Okay, and if you want to make your own Ramsden eyepiece, then you should know the position of these lenses and these all distances. Therefore we want to calculate this. Okay, so before talking about the cardinal points, we have to talk about the position of cross wire. So in Bremston eyepiece, our crosswire is placed at I1. Why we are placed our crosswire here? See, when we are placed our crosswire here, then this is magnified by both of the lenses because this is placed here. Okay, so our first condition is satisfied. We have two conditions for the position of crosswire. First one is the crosswire should be magnified by both the lenses, field lens as well as eye lens. And what is our second condition? Our second condition is that the image of the crosswire and the image of the object both are formed at the same distance. Okay, so our final image is formed at the infinity, and if we put our crosswire here, then the image of the crosswire is also formed at infinity, because see, at that particular point, if we placed any object, then its image is formed at infinity. Okay, so we are placing our crosswire here, and this is the ideal position for crosswire because both the conditions are satisfied. While in the Huygens eyepiece, the position of crosswire is not satisfied both the conditions. Okay, but here both the conditions are satisfied. Okay, I told you that in Ramsden eyepiece, aberrations are not fully reduced. Okay, so let's talk about it. The condition to reduce the spherical aberration is D is equals to F1 minus F2. And when you put all these values here, you get D is equals to 0. Okay, but we are taking D is equals to 2 by 3 here. So this condition is not satisfied. Now talk about the condition to reduce the chromatic aberration. D is equals to F1 plus F2 upon 2. This is the condition to reduce the chromatic aberration. And if you put all these values, you get D is equals to F. But we know we are taking D is equals to 2 by 3F. So what will happen if we take D is equals to F? See, what is mean by D is equals to F? It means the field lens should be placed in the focal plane of eye lens. Okay, and if we put our field lens in the focal plane of eye lens, what will happen? If there is any dust particle on the field lens, then if it placed on the focal plane of the eye lens, then this dust particle is also magnified by both the lenses and it spoil our final image. That's why we are not taking D is equals to F, and there is some chromatic aberration in Ramsden eyepiece. Okay, but
the spherical aberration is reduced by making both the lenses plano-convex lens and their convex surfaces facing each other. And the chromatic aberration is minimized by using an achromatic combination both for the field lens and the eye lens.
In Ramsden eyepiece, there are some aberrations present, but in the perspective of measurement, it is more convenient than Huygens eyepiece. Okay. One thing you should know, that Ramsden eyepiece is known as positive eyepiece. So why it is known as positive eyepiece? Because of the position of crosswire in the Ramsden eyepiece. I told you that the position of crosswire in Ramsden eyepiece is at I. At I we are set our crosswire. Okay, and this position is outside the eyepiece. Eyepiece is this. Okay, and the crosswire is put outside the eyepiece. That's why we are calling Ramsden eyepiece the positive eyepiece. Okay, now we discuss about cardinal points. Okay, so we know there are 6 cardinal points. First one is first principal point, then second principal point, first focal point, then second focal point, and 2 nodal points. Okay, now first of all we discuss about first principal point. Okay, alpha 1 give you the first principal point distance. Okay, alpha 1 is equals to L1 P1 and the formula is FD upon F2. When you put all these values over here, you get F by 2. So the distance of first principal point from field length L1 is F by 2, and this having the positive sign, so this will lie over here on the right of the field length. Okay, I am taking this distance as F by 3. Okay, and this is F by 3, this is also F by 3, so this whole distance is F. Okay, now from L1 we have to measure the distance F by 2, and if we measure F by 2 from L1, we get the first principal point. So F by 2 is lying somewhere here. This is F by 3 and F by 2 is greater than F by 3, and this will over here. Okay, so this point is P1, and the perpendicular to the principal axis passing through this point will give you the position of first principal plane. Okay. Similarly, you can find the position of second principal point by using this formula, and you get minus F by 2. So minus F by 2 is lying somewhere here, left side on the eye lens. Okay, this is F by 3 and this is F by 2, somewhere here. Okay, this is our point P2, and when we draw perpendicular to this point, we get the position of second principal plane. Okay. Similarly, first focal point and second focal point. Using these formulas, you get this and this. And now I am drawing these two points. First F1. I am drawing F1 minus F by 4. From L1 minus F by 4. This is F by 3 and F by 4 is less than F by 3. So this is somewhere here. Okay. So this is our, wait. So this is our F1. And this perpendicular give you the position of first focal plane. And F2, F by 4 on the positive side, somewhere here. This will give you the position of second focal plane. Okay. And our nodal point is coincide with principal point. Okay, here N2 lie and here N1 lie. Okay, because this whole setup is set into the air. Okay, therefore the nodal points and principal points coincide with each other. So we get all the position of cardinal points. Okay, thank you for watching my video.